Welcome to the All-Things-Loadsheets Online Event. Today I'm going to be covering the following topics: what a load sheet is, the benefits of using a load sheet, and why Takealot has made the move to load sheets, where to download your load sheet and supporting documentation you will need to assist you in filling in a load sheet, what to do if you're unsure of which load sheet to use, how to complete a load sheet step by step, how and where to submit your completed load sheet, and how to submit requests for edits to product information. I'm going to begin by explaining what load sheets are and why we have made the move to load sheets. Load sheets are category-specific Excel documents that clearly outline all the required and recommended product information and attributes needed per category, in the formats required by our system to automatically create new catalog both on Takealot.com and in your seller portal. This enables us to map product information in a scalable and more accurate way. The benefit of providing us with this richer product data will help customers more easily find your products on Takealot.com via the various filter options that can be found on the left-hand navigation. We call these facets, and we will use the attributes you provide to populate these in time. This richer product data will help customers have all their relevant questions about the product answered on the Product Information tab. This will result in customers being more likely to be satisfied with your product by knowing upfront more details about what they are buying. Providing both the required and recommended information is also likely to lower your chance of customer returns. Now that you know what load sheets are and why we've made the move over to the load sheet submission process, we can cross over to the seller portal, and I'll show you where to download your load sheet and where to find all the supporting resources. From anywhere in your seller portal, you can click on the catalog tab and then select add new products. This is where you'll find the comprehensive load sheet instructions that will guide you through the process step by step. The Takealot product information rules and requirements are found here. Please read through them before attempting to fill in your load sheet. Products that do not adhere will unfortunately be rejected, and you will have to resubmit the affected product lines as part of a new submission once you have corrected them. And then all the category-specific load sheets are found down here. If at any point you're unsure of which load sheet to list in, have a look at the global category tree lookup found over here. It provides you with an overview of all Takealot's main and lowest categories and which load sheets you will find them in. Just search for a product type and reference column A for the load sheet name, as I have just searched for axes. You can see it is found in DIY and Auto in column A. Now that you know where to download your load sheet and where to find the supporting documentation, let's go through the process of submitting a single product line and open a load sheet. You should always ensure that you're using the latest version of the load sheet by only downloading it from the seller portal when you're ready to start populating your product information for each submission. Always ensure that you enable these macros, as they will assist you in completing the load sheet via validation. Our load sheets are only compatible with Microsoft Office, Excel 2007 and new on Windows, and 2011 and new on Mac. Refer to the example tab found here. It provides a comprehensive example for you to make reference to when working through your load sheet. I'll elaborate on all the other tabs as we complete and populate our product information, which we do in the load sheet tab. I'm now going to populate information for a standard single product line with no variants. The first column, product or variant, I ignore. This is not applicable to a standard product line, only to product variation relationships. Your own SKU refers to the unique alphanumeric identifier that is used to track and identify the products within your business. Product SKU for variants, you can ignore. It's only applicable to product variations. Now for the main category and for columns that are highlighted in red. These are the minimum requirements for a product to be listed on Takealot.com. It includes all required attributes and certain standard product information that is required across all categories. Some product attributes, on the other hand, are only conditionally required and will only become highlighted in red once you have selected a main and then a lowest category. Select the main category the product belongs to from the main category drop-down list. Then select the lowest category where the product will live on site. As you can see, the drop-downs are quite extensive. You can quickly and easily find the main or lowest category that you would like to list against by searching for it on the category tree lookup tab. I'm going to search for hats and then copy the entire cell. I'm only referencing lowest category because that's what I need now, and paste the entire value into the relevant category column. Barcodes must be provided for all products that have a barcode on either the packaging or the physical product. If there is no barcode on the packaging or the product, you may leave the barcode column blank and we will generate barcodes for you when processing your submission. Enter a short, descriptive product title that will be displayed on site. Enter the full description of the product here. Ensure that you have spell checked and formatted correctly with line breaks exactly how you'd want it to appear on the product detail page on takealot.com. The description field does not support any special characters, ASCII, or HTML. What's in the box needs to clearly list what is physically included with the product. This is automatically appended to the bottom of the description that is displayed on takealot.com. For standard listings like this, you ignore any column with the word variant in brackets. These are only applicable when setting up product variation relationships. We can ignore this column, this one. Then we get to brand. If your product is branded, you can select the relevant brand from the drop-down. Note, brand is optional. Therefore, if it is an unbranded product, you can leave it blank. It's not compulsory. If you cannot find a brand from a drop-down and your product is branded, you may request for the brand to be registered on takealot.com and added to all load sheets via the brand registry process, submitted through the catalog request form. Once the brand is registered, you'll be notified via email to download an updated load sheet. Alternatively, you can quickly and easily find the brand that you would like to list against by searching for it on the brand lookup tab. Copy the entire cell and paste it into the brand column like this. Now we get to submitting our product images. Product images may be submitted to takealot.com in two ways, either via the loadsheet tab by pasting the direct link URL for each image in the relevant image attribute column. These URLs must be publicly accessible. If you don't have image URLs, but you do have the image files, you can always use a third-party service like Post Images to host your images and to give you direct links. Please reference the instructions for more detail on that. The second method would be to provide any images through your seller submission folder. Just ensure all product images are named as per the barcode or the SKU for the relevant product. Then place the relevant image names in the corresponding image columns. And then place the image files in a subfolder of your submission folder called images. Paste the direct URL or the file name for each image in the image attribute column. The image1 URL column will be the primary image. Attributes like this one that are highlighted in yellow are recommended. At some point in the future, we may make these required, so it's a good idea for you to start recording and adding this information as soon as possible. My cap is red, so all I need to do is select it from the drop-down. Then go ahead and add your warranty, which is a required attribute. It's highlighted in red, and all your dimension information, packaged and assembled. Some products may need to have multiple values for certain attributes. Only columns with a 0 in square brackets allow for multiple values to be associated with an attribute. This hat is made of two materials. To add multiple values, select both the relevant attribute column and the immediate column to the right, and click Unhide to reveal the hidden attribute columns, allowing for more values to be associated with the attribute. The two materials were cotton and elastic. Since elastic is not here, I won't type it in. I'll rather contact seller support and leave just cotton selected. I've mentioned both of them in the description. I'll contact seller support via the contact seller support form in the seller portal. I'll inform them that the relevant option elastic was not available. I will then, once notified of catalog completion, request for an edit to existing catalog and have the attributes updated to cater for the second attribute that was missing. Until then, the description should be fine. So now that I've submitted my standard product line, I'm now going to turn this item into a product with variants to show you which columns become applicable to variants and which don't. Products that are fundamentally the same and that vary according to a specific and defined variation theme, such as color or size, share what we call a product variation relationship, or a product and its variants. A product variation relationship allows for one product detail page to display the various options called variants that the customer may choose from. In the column titled Product or Variant, I'm going to select the product option from the drop-down for the product line, and then the variant option for the two size rows that I'll be adding to it. So think of the product as just an umbrella that links the two variants together on a single product detail page. We recommend that you submit the product information for all variants. So that would be your full size curve or all colors that a product comes in, even if you don't have stock yet. Then activate the additional variants once your stock comes in. Now in column B, the Your Own SKU column, enter an SKU for both the product and the number of variants you have. Now for my variants. In the product SKU for variant column, insert the Your Own SKU value for the product next to both of your variants. This creates the link in Take-A-Lot system. Then you would select a main category and a lowest category for the product. You don't need to specify these for variance rows. Barcodes should only be inserted for the variance rows and should be unique for each variant. You'd leave the barcode field in the parent row blank because it's not actually a physical item for sale, but rather just a link linking your variants together. The product title information should be applicable across all variants and describe the core product. So since this is no longer one size fits all, it's just flex cap. The variant title information should include the specific variant level attribute. In this case, it's going to be size, and this is small, and this is medium. This title will display in your seller portal to distinguish each variant. If you want to include a subtitle, you only need to populate this information on the product row. Description is only populated on the product row and should be generic so that it's applicable to all the variants, as this will display on takealot.com for all variants. The rest of the product attributes need to only be populated in the product row and should therefore be applicable across all variants, except for the columns that have variants at the end of their titles. These columns are used to indicate the specific attribute your product varies on. In this case, mine is size. So I will select small and medium. Your product can only have one variant attribute, which you should populate a unique value for in each of the variant rows. These will become my selectors on the product detail page, small and medium. Image information should only be populated in the product row unless your product variation relationship is color. In that case, you'd populate each image in the relevant image 1 URL column in the specified color of the variant row. And this concludes our submission of product information into the load sheet. Now let's go through saving the load sheet and submitting it via the catalog request form. Let's save our load sheet. We save it with the following naming convention: our seller display name, seller ID, and then the date of submission at the end. So once you've filled in the load sheet, you're going to save it in your allocated seller submission folder. A link would have been emailed to you by your account manager. If you don't have access to your folder, contact your account manager or seller support to access the link. In this folder, you're going to click on New, select Folder, and then name the new folder as follows: your seller display name, your seller ID, the date, the load sheet type, and since load sheets are limited to 1,000 rows per submission, you would need to add a differentiator at the end if you were submitting more than one load sheet in the same type. For example, if you were submitting 2 TV and audio and video load sheets, you'd say 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. As you can see here, we've pre-populated it for you on the seller portal. Expand your catalog page. You can come here, you can copy it. All you need to do is update the load sheet type. Mine is fashion. And I'm only submitting one load sheet. One fashion load sheet, that is. I would then place my load sheet inside this folder. If I was submitting image files and not URLs, I would click on New within the submission, select Folder, name it Images, and place my images within that folder. Once you've saved the load sheets inside the subfolder, you need to add it to the catalog queue by completing what we now call the catalog request form. Enter the necessary information. And then you'll see that this new form has the following catalog request types: submit new catalog for creation via department-specific load sheet, request an edit to existing catalog on site, and request for a new brand to be added to all department load sheets and to takealot.com. A contextual checklist will be displayed based on your selected query type, so please ensure that you select the correct request type to avoid any unnecessary delays or rejections. Upon catalog completion, you'll receive an email notification from us stating that your products have been created and have been imported into your inventory. Please take note that your products will be in an inactive state. To create active buyable offers on takealot.com, you'll need to add the following offer information. For lead time offers, you need to add price, stock on hand, and lead time. You can now see that this offer is active and buyable on site. Alternatively, update your offer information in bulk by requesting an inventory export. You can now see that a file is processing and pending. You'll be notified via email once the file has finished generating. Alternatively, you can wait on this page and it should automatically reload within a minute or so. Add your offer information and upload the file on the Listings Add Update Multiple Listings page. For an in-stock item, you would only need to add the price. Click on Choose File, select the completed export file, and upload it here. For image and product information edit requests to already created and existing products, just refer to the edit request process found here or in the load sheet instructions. It's quite simple. You download the product edit request template from the seller portal, populate the templates with your requested updates. You'd only need to fill in the applicable columns that are in need of updating. If you cannot find an applicable column, use the additional comments box to elaborate on the detail of your request. Then notify our catalog team by completing the catalog request form. And this time, you'd select the request and edit to existing catalog on site. You'd also create a new folder and you'd just name it edit request with the submission date. If you ever have any load sheet queries, please contact seller support via help, email seller support with the issue type load sheets, listings, and catalog. Alternatively, call in on 087 362 4499. That's all from my side. I hope this was helpful. Thanks a lot for attending. Bye.